The out technique. The out technique is easiest to do with your eyes closed. So please close your eyes and keep them closed throughout the process. The sensation that you are feeling is the energy field of an engulfing emotion. Allow yourself to simply notice the field of energy of the emotion. Notice that the energy field surrounds and engulfs you. You are inside of it. Now what you do is quite simple. Just go see how big the energy field is. You do that by letting your awareness move out into the space around you further and further. We are looking for the place where the energy field fades off into the surrounding quietness. Notice that there's nothing else out beyond the edge, just silence. Now go a little further into the surrounding quietness. You can do that by simply noticing the area of the quietness that is a little further away from the edge of the energy field. Now go even further from the outer edge of the energy field, much, much deeper into the quietness. Notice that the quietness is a background of silence in which the emotion is occurring. Go really deep into the quietness, really far from the energy field. Allow yourself to notice how vast and limitless the quietness is. As you look back at the energy field of the emotion that you were inside of just moments ago, notice what's happening to it. Typically, it will be shrinking and fading away. Notice that the emotional energy has been a reaction to a story about something that you made up in your mind. It is now much easier to see the story from outside the energy field than it was before when you were inside of it. Now that you are outside the energy field, notice that you can see the situation in a whole new light. Before, when you were inside the energy cloud of the emotion, it was like having dark glasses on. You were inside of it and looking out through it. It was coloring everything and making it seem very real. Now you can see that the story was not something real, but only a story you made up. The story doesn't seem so important now that you are outside of the energy field and you can see everything so clearly. Notice how, from the perspective of the vastness of the silent background, your story and the reaction don't seem to have as much grip on you as they did before. Now we want to challenge the usefulness, the validity, and value of the story. Is having the story and the emotional reaction to it helping you to have the life that you want? The answer is probably no. Is having the story and creating the emotional reaction to it a good use of your life energy? Again, the answer is probably no. In fact, it is probably draining and wasting your life energy. Do you have an increased sense of being able to choose whether to keep this story going or to let it go? Now the answer is probably yes. The moment you decide to let go of the story and any remaining reactive emotional energy will simply collapse back into the nothingness, the very nothingness out of which you created them in the first place. It wasn't real to begin with. Holding on to this useless story has just been an unconscious bad habit. When you were inside the energy field, you couldn't see that it was a self-created illusion. Now that you're outside the cloud of energy, you can clearly see that the energy field was influencing how you saw things. It was like having dark glasses on. Everything was tinted by seeing through the energy field. But now that you're outside the energy field, you can see the reality. You were having an emotional reaction to a story you were making up in your mind. It wasn't real. Enjoy the profound feeling of freedom that comes from knowing that your story and reaction were just illusions. When the energy is completely gone, you can open your eyes. This completes the instructions for the out technique.